Okay, this is my theory on the GTA 5 Mount Chiliad mystery. I'm going to share my, I guess, research with everyone, and hopefully I get some good feedback. Okay, obviously after you get a 100% game completion, you can come to the top of Mount Chiliad and see the UFO that'll appear at 3 a.m. And if you're familiar with the mystery already, you'll know it's all based off of the mural that you'll find in the top of the the trans station, maybe? What would you call this thing? Oh, well, anyways, you find this mural, and people have been trying to translate it to figure out how to get to the UFO or the jetpack or Easter egg or whatever that is. And basically, what I've come to the conclusion of is this is like a key for a map. And what you do to figure out what X is on this map is you overlay this map over the mountain, and you'll end up getting the corresponding symbols that are on the side of the mountain for each X. Now, so far, the little sun icon with the rain is going to be this one here, and the one with the like little projection coming out of it is going to be the UFO that's over the military base. At least that's my theory, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here right now. Now, I put this together in Blender. It's a amazing software that you can do so many things with. And well, basically I took the map from GTA and I dropped it in there, and I also took a copy of the mural and I dropped it in there, and I lined up X with hold on, monitor capture. There we go. Okay. Okay, I lined up the X with each UFO. There's a UFO that is at the top of Mount Chiliad here that appears at 3 a.m. and there is a UFO at the military base that basically projects a green light at 3 a.m. So that's the 3 a.m. reference that I was referring to. And what I did, well, obviously you can see it's, it puts the map in a weird position. None of these lines seem to make any sense because most of it's outside of the map, which kind of is a bit confusing to me. That's probably why nobody has found anything. You probably have to hop in the sub and grab something over here, because you can go quite the distance to the side on the map. It's like the map is actually square. If you go north of this line, your vehicle will give out on you rather quickly, but you can go to the right quite a bit. So you can make it to these points here without issue. So more than likely at one of these points you can indicate some sort of secondary event that will basically bring you down to this location or that location. This over here, I don't know. At least I'm guessing. I have not been able to figure out much more beyond this point. Let's see if I got a billion windows open. Okay, there. This is the images that I'm talking about. When it's raining on top of Mount Chiliad at 3 a.m. with these three little lines indicating 3 a.m., it has a UFO spawn, or the event happens. Whatever event is, it will be, You go to this location, which is I've determined to be the military base. It's possible this is the UFO above hippie camp, and this is just the light coming out of the bottom of the UFO on the hippie camp. But I don't think so, because the 3 a.m. thing, if that theory there, these little dots indicating 3 a.m. is correct, then that's not it. So this would be the military base. So you have the military base where the light coming out of it, and then you have the rain where it's on top of Mount Chiliad. This one here is not 3, it's 5. So I'm not sure if that means at 5 a.m. an event happens at that location, or that location there at the tip, or these little indicators underneath mess with it. I'm not sure. But this one here has to be seen in moonlight, so I'm assuming you get the sub, you go to that location, and in the moonlight you'll see something. But I have not been able to locate anything. This location here is like half a glyph, and I think it's an event that happens at 2 a.m. because it's missing one of the little lines. This one is worn away, and I used to know what a good theory on why it was worn away, but I forgot. But that one's kind of way off in Abu Dhabi on my map anyways. So if you have any other thoughts, you should make a comment and let me know. I also believe that this access here is basically the same path the sun moves in GTA. Like the sun moves exactly along that line, and it goes right past the Auschwitz camp. I think it's right there is where the camp is. But my other maps that I had set up, it was a lot closer. I'm not sure why this particular setup didn't turn out that way. But I had a thought that if everything happens at 3 a.m., maybe 3 a.m. is part of the aspect, the system. So basically I found a 24-hour clock, because GTA works in 24 hours, and I lined it up to 3 a.m., which if you were thinking on a three-dimensional scale, like the sun was, the sun was coming up at 3 a.m., 3 a.m. would be down here, but I would think it would be pretty much mirrored anyway, so from above it doesn't look any different. So I didn't bother messing with it. But I would think that it being angled like that would actually move these X's further this way. But I'm actually pivoting everything at this point here. If I was to pivot it from this point up here, it would change things, but I pivoted it from here because these locations I've established as being correct. I do believe that is everything. Do a quick little jot back here, see if I have anything I forgot. This here is at the church that's right next to Franklin's place. Find out about your elf on the mountain, and the S is moved, but it seemed peculiar to me. An elf is a reference to extremely low frequency, and basically extremely low frequencies are used for mind control and supposedly used for mind control. So I thought that was rather interesting. And if you go to, gosh, what was it? I don't have any images of it, I don't think. The hippie camp. Well, the hippie camp's got a weird number. Yeah, I don't have anything up on it. The hippie camp's got a weird number written on the ground up in here. Basically, it's if you Google it, you'll get back something called the WOW signal. The WOW signal is basically a signal that was basically received from deep space. I don't know how many years ago, but basically it's kind of just like a huge, like kind of data burst of information. I don't know if it was information, but like noise and garbage and, you know, stuff that was not normal sounding space. So it was just indicated as the wow signal. It's just kind of just like a screech coming from space. But you find that written here, and then there's another. Gosh, I wish I had my old window open. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Oh, come on. See if I can find it real quick. Oh, here it is. Now you find this in the desert. These little signs here are the wow signal. This is the numbers they assigned to it. And it's all right next to this here. So that, I'm not sure what it means, other than it has something to do with audio. And I would assume maybe one of these locations you get a different radio signal. Like if you're on the radio, you get basically something else coming through other than normal radio, and you'll get some sort of information. And that is kind of my theory, that these locations may not have anything located there, but you'll go there and your radio will pick up random, like say Morse code or something you have to translate, and the mystery continues. But anyways, I think I'll cut it off there, and let me know what you think.